Hello, my name is Emma Z, and I'm out here once again to show you all, step by step, the recipe of our latest delicacy, pork steak top ramen noodles. Now most of us have our own stories with noodles. Sometimes it's our breakfast, sometimes it's tiffin in school, and sometimes it's our evening snack. However, we have here tried to make the good old noodles fancier and tastier through this recipe, and for that we are going to have the noodles together with some nicely cooked pork steak. We are going to start with our common ingredient, garlic. Take few cloves of garlic into a bowl and using a pestle grind it into a fine paste, and coat the steaks which we already have with the freshly made garlic paste. Further, add some black pepper powder on the steak. It's best if you can freshly grind black pepper and add it to the steak. Afterwards, add some salt, but you can see how we are gently dabbing the salt and pepper into the steak. Now it's time to pour some dark soya sauce onto it. We mix the steak and the sauce thoroughly using our hands. Now you may be wondering why we are adding all these ingredients. It is so that the steak has flavor in taste and do not just taste plain. Now we keep the steak aside and do not disturb it for another 2 hours and let the steak soak in the salt, pepper, garlic paste and the soya sauce. Now on to the next step. We take few cloves of garlic once again and mince it into small pieces. We do the same with ginger, mincing it into small pieces as well. After that, take some carrots, looking red and healthy. Cut the carrots into thin round slices. After you are done with that, you take some capsicum. We are showing you how to remove the base of the capsicum. After you have finished with that, slice the capsicum into thin slices. Now it's time for some button mushrooms, but we remove the base of the mushroom and the remaining portion we cut it into thin slices. After that, we take some onions and we slice the onion into very thin slices as you can see here. But make sure that you do not cut your fingers. It's always better to stay safe. So there we have all our required vegetables chopped and ready, and they are looking very fresh and colorful. Now take a vessel full of water, boil the water in the vessel, and it's time to add the top ramen noodles to the boiling water. After you have added the noodles, let it cook, but keep stirring while cooking. Smell the aroma of the noodles is very nice. I would suggest you all to try it once at least. So here we are almost ready with the cooked noodles. After the noodles is cooked, separate the noodles from the water and make sure that you completely dry water from the noodles as much as you can. Now pour oil into a cooking pan, fry the noodles which we have just boiled, stir fry it and let it cook until the color turns light brownish. But also remember to keep stirring so that the noodles do not stick to the cooking pan. After you are done, keep it aside. Then bring the marinated pork, which we should have marinated for 2 hours by now. And a very important step to note is to make sure that the steak is thoroughly dry. You can use a paper towel to dry it, and why we are doing it is because we want the steak to be very crispy. If there's any moisture left in the steak will not be crispy after frying. So finally, it's time to fry the steak. But before we fry it, preheat the frying pan, then add the required amount of oil. And after the oil is heated, add the dried marinated steak. Set the flame on high, and a reminder to keep flipping the steak after every minute or so that every portion of the steak is not overcooked or worse, burned. So also make sure that the steak is covered with oil thoroughly and evenly, and you can see how we are gently and carefully making sure that every side of the steak is cooked evenly. After the steak is fried, we keep it aside, and in the remaining oil, we add the chopped vegetables. Now these vegetables will be fried in a mixture of the fat that is released from the pork and also the remaining oil which we have just used. Stir fry the vegetables very well, and then add a taste maker which we get with Top Ramen Noodles packet. After which, in order to add flavor, you pour some dark soya sauce which we just used on the steaks. Then add some water to make a light gravy. After some time, you can turn off the gas. So now it's time to chop the steak into slices, but do not forget to sprinkle salt on top of it. Then the food is almost ready to be served. Take a plate, add the fried noodles, and top it with the fried vegetables along with the gravy, and put the sliced pork steak beside it. So you see it's looking very delicious, and it's time for you to try it on your own and enjoy. Hope you have enjoyed watching our latest video. Please do like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. With this paste of garlic, look at how gently we are covering the steaks with this garlic paste. Then you can add black pepper powder and gently cover the steak with the black pepper powder. You can also buy